This adorable calf is called Nia Nia. Nia Nia, or just Nia for short, is an Okapi. And her birth is fantastic news, as Okapi numbers are falling fast in the wild, making them endangered. But thanks to the hard work of conservationists in Central Africa and here at Chester Zoo in the UK, we get a chance to see this adorable baby Okapi. I'm Jada Elcock, and this is your first chance to see. We'll be meeting zookeeper Fiona Howe in just a minute to find out more about her new friend Nia, but first, here's everything you need to know about okapis. Okapis are native to the Democratic Republic of Congo and only live in dense rainforests. And much like cows, they have 4 stomachs to help them digest all 45 to 60 pounds of food per day. That's the weight of around 200 bananas. And we can't talk about okapis without mentioning their super cool zebra-like stripes on their legs and their reddish-brown fur, all of which helps keep them camouflaged and escape from predators like leopards. Their fur is also thick and oily to help them keep dry in the rain. And although they look like zebras, they're actually more closely related to giraffes. Male okapis have these cool little horns, similar to the ossicones on giraffe heads. But sadly, over the last 24 years, okapi numbers in the wild have plummeted by 50%. Poachers continue to target okapis for their meat and skin, while the destruction of their forests means that populations have become split up. This is why Nia is so important. Let's find out more about her from Fiona. How long did you have to wait before Nia was born?
The Okapi gestation is 14 months, which is about 425 days. But we've had Okapi give birth just over 410 or up to 450. So they really keep you guessing. We look for signs that she might give birth soon. So a milk bag development underneath, behaviors of the animal and weight gain as well. So it's not written in stone.
You made a special enclosure for her to give birth in, didn't you? Can you tell us a bit more about that?
We put up branches, make a little forest for the calf to nest in if she wants to. We raise the temperature of the house up to about 22 degrees. So it's nice and warm for baby when she arrives. And we put down nice thick mulch on the floor. So it's like a forest floor. And then we just leave mum to it really, give her lots of peace and quiet, make sure there's no disturbances nearby, and then hope that she really bonds with the calf and then starts feeding quite quickly after birth.
And how quickly does an Okapi calf stand up after being born?
Within the first hour, calf should stand. So mum tends to the calf, she'll lick her dry, and they'll start bonding.
And why exactly do they stand up so quickly?
So the first milk any baby receives is super important, full of antibodies, high energy to give that baby a good start in life. So I believe the quicker that they stand and get that good first feed. But Okapi are quite unusual. So they're relatives of the giraffe. However, they are very different. They don't run in a herd like giraffes do. They're more solitary, and baby will nest rather than run with mum. So they'll develop that strong bond to start with. The Okapi calf will look to hide away under a bush like they would in the wild. So we make that environment similar here. So little one will hide away in a corner away from mum to be protected. Then in the wild, it would be against predators like a leopard. Standing quickly and making that bond is really important.
Now, I hear that an Okapi calf waits a long time for its first poo.
Calves naturally in the wild would nest away from mum, and they don't thermoregulate, which is regulating their own temperature, for up and over 40 days or so. So they'll nest down and keep warm. And because they nest and they want to protect themselves from predators, they don't actually defecate, they don't poo for over 40 days. So they don't make any extra smells to be found. And now she's smelling the camera. Good girl, Nia.
How did you choose her name?
Full name is Nia Nia, and we named her after the village which is central to the Okapi Conservation Reserve. We have lots of ideas, but we thought it was really important to recognise where they're from and where the zoo supports. So the Chester Zoo supports the Okapi Wildlife Reserve, the rangers, and the Okapi Conservation Project in that area. And also it's quite a pretty name as well. So we shortened it to Nia, and she suits it. It's a sweet name.
So tell me, how does a captive breeding program help okapis in the wild?
It's vitally important that we keep captive populations. There's estimated less than 10,000 in the wild, although it's very hard to research out there due to civil unrest and various other issues facing the area. So with less than 10,000 Okapi in the wild, they're endangered, and in Europe we have less than 80 individuals, I believe. Zoos like Chester Zoo help fund further research and support for the Okapi Conservation Project and rangers working out in that area. Since 2012, we have bred 5 Okapi here, which is quite a large proportion of the current population, and we need to continue to do that to maintain numbers.
And of course, I have to know, what is your favorite thing about okapis?
We're standing close to Nia now. We're very hands-on. They're a friendly animal. They love keeper contact. We can lift their feet, do good vet checks. They like a good scratch. You build that good bond with them, to work with them. It keeps them nice and calm. So they're an amazing animal to work with, and beautiful. And it is a privilege.
What an amazing animal. And, fun fact, the okapi is the national animal of the Democratic Republic of Congo. Thanks for joining me on First Chance to See.